Six string sitting here in my hands. I'm mapping out some different plans.
Welcome once again to Texas Local Live. We are here all night on Monday nights at the ranch in Las Colinas. This is Tuning Texas, and before we get to all the music, we like to interview some artists that are moving around the state and getting things done. We got Miss Jackie Darlene up here sitting with us, gonna chat just a little bit. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for asking.
Thanks for having me out.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for getting over here, because it's
Mondays
fun.
I'm usually free.
Yeah?
It's usually my only day off, but
Yeah.
this is pretty laid back.
This
I don't feel like I'm coming to work my butt off tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm really happy to be here.
Good. This is kind of why we did it on Mondays. I think it's the best night to get away with this because the musicians
Y'all
that
are
are out there
smart.
crank it. See?
You're smart.
See, Jed? I knew
It's
it.
true.
I knew we were smart.
I'm not even available on Tuesdays.
See?
So
Even better.
Mondays work.
We're going to keep it to one night a week, Monday nights only, because Jackie said so. So tell us a little bit about yourself here. People that don't know you, and tell us a little bit about your history first, and we like to get into the music afterwards. So tell us, your family, what got you going as a child, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I definitely grew up around a lot of music. So,
Yeah.
my granddad was the legendary singer-songwriter,
Yes.
Whitey Schaefer, but I never grew up, around him because he lived in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Lives in Tennessee.
Still, yeah.
But the rest of my family plays music too, like my mom, my aunt, my uncle. And my mom, I just thank her because she gave me a really good taste in music. She'd always give me CDs for Christmas and my
Good.
birthday.
That's awesome.
And I'd sit up in my room and just sing all night
Yep.
the CDs. And finally I picked up the guitar at 12. And then ever since then it's just been taken off.
Did you take professional lessons, or did you teach yourself on
I
guitar?
taught myself the guitar with
Yeah.
a book.
Very cool. With a book? Just get
It was a
going.
book. I had little cartoons.
Nice.
Well, it wasn't like kid cartoons, but it was,
or drawings or something.
Yeah.
Ways to get it done.
just like showing you how to do the chords.
Yeah.
And,
Finger placement, things like that.
yeah.
Very cool. I like that.
So I've been playing for 12 years then. I'm 24 now.
Okay. Yeah, that works. That math works. Well, very cool. Awesome. So you've definitely have a history, at least in the family, of all that. How you said you weren't, I guess, around your grandfather that much, but I mean, what kind of influence did he have? Obviously, you knew what he was doing. At some point, you knew what he was doing in Tennessee, but what other influence did he have personally, I guess, on you?
Well, for the longest time, I just it was normal to me that he wrote all those songs.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize what an impact they made on country music until I started playing in bars.
Yeah.
And everywhere I was going, I was like, my granddad wrote that song. And I was learning that a lot of the songs that he had written, they were praised by every singer-songwriter in country music. And
Yeah.
I
That's
had no
wild.
idea.
That's so wild.
But as a kid, I knew that he, did that. The coolest thing to me when I was a kid concerning him was that his version of All My Exes Live in Texas was featured on Grand Theft Auto.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
It's still on there on the K-Rose station on
I'm
Grand
gonna have
Theft
to go
Auto.
listen to that again.
And I used to play just for fun. I'd drive, the car around
Yeah.
and kill people just for fun.
Sure, just for fun. On a nice little Saturday afternoon, just hanging out shooting.
Well, my
people.
brother, I had two brothers,
Oh,
no
there you go.
sisters, so
You
that's
had no
why
chance.
yeah, but his song was on there, and I thought that was pretty cool. But I didn't realize how big of a deal his music was. But we visited over 2 years, and so I did get to see him, but I wasn't around him all the time growing up.
Oh, understandably, I'm sure. You can see him a little more nowadays than you did back then.
Yeah, because I'm an adult now, so I can travel when I want to. And,
Very true.
I guess it was almost 2 years ago I took a trip up there, and I hadn't seen him in 11 years. So
Wow.
I was 22. I hadn't seen him since I was 11. And I went up there to do some other stuff for my music and got to spend some time with him. And since then, I've been going about every 6 months.
Wow, very cool. Keep that relationship rolling.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
We're
It's
going
just-
in July
Yeah,
this year.
go back up. just a cool, very, very cool, unique thing to have in your life. I mean, that's
It is very unique. I don't meet a lot of people who
No.
say that.
My granddad wrote tons of amazing country songs that you probably know, and Idol. No big deal. So it's like you had to kind of do this. So, and it's also cool your family. So is he mom's or dad's side? For
My mom's
side.
side.
Okay, so that's where she was coming up with all the giving you CDs every Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She grew up around Lefty Frizzell. Like they were
Right.
neighbors.
Yeah.
My granddad and him were best friends.
Yeah.
She grew up around all those people. And
Just engulfed in it.
yeah.
That's awesome. Very fortunate you were born into that. That's so cool.
Yeah, and I don't always like to like bring it up as
Yeah.
the basis of my music, but
No.
we can't not talk about it because it is an important part of
Yep.
my history.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
My
music.
my next segue was actually going to be enough about that. I want to hear your journey. That was literally my next line there. So with that, I want to hear what you've done since you were 12, started writing, or playing guitar, I should say. When did you start writing, actually, your own songs, I guess?
About when I picked up the guitar.
Okay, so same
So,
time, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I probably, I would write songs as a kid, none that I can remember
Yeah.
at this moment. But when I started playing guitar is really whenever I started finding me as a songwriter. I think the first song I ever performed live was called Sun-Kissed Tears.
Nice.
They've always been sad.
Yeah.
I'll just throw that out there right now.
That's all right.
I've always had like a thing for writing melancholy songs.
Yeah.
But so that was I was 13 and I was at a talent show my 7th grade year of middle school.
Very cool.
I won 2nd place.
Wow. Who won
Yeah,
first place?
almost. But then, because an 8th grader won, because they were graduating middle school.
8th graders. Their last hoorah, get them out of there.
They were too cool for school.
Yeah.
And then the next year, I did the talent show again with my friend Abby Baker. We started an acoustic girl duo.
Nice.
We were called The Word Sounds Forth.
Okay, I like it.
We picked a random line out of the Bible.
Okay.
We just flipped to a page. And that's what it was. I don't even know what that means exactly. But we were just,
Sounds cool.
13, so we were trying to be cool. And we did the talent show that year, a song that we wrote together, and we won 2nd place again. And then my freshman year of high school, I wrote a song, and I was going to a different school then, and I wrote this song called I Miss Your Love that's actually going to be on my next record.
Oh, very cool.
So I was 14, and I won 1st place that year.
Oh, right.
And then
okay,
that's my
there we
biggest
go.
award I've ever won.
What? Okay, we're gonna.
Thus far.
Thus far, thank you. Okay, good. 2 humbling moments of 2nd place, and then we get you up into the spotlight, top of the podium. All right, good. I'm
And
glad
then
that was a happy ending.
Yeah. Then after that, I was in a Christian rock band.
Cool.
So from 15 to 18, I did Christian rock, which was really fun.
Very cool. Was that for your church or something, or was it just a separate
Just
entity?
a separate,
Okay.
it was a band
Yeah,
we put
okay.
together.
Very cool.
It was called Before It's Too Late, and we actually have stuff on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Still, and we
Check
were
that
we were
out.
pretty good for 16-year-olds.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out. That's cool. I like
It's
that.
very rockin'. And then when I graduated high school, I kind of did my own thing where I really didn't play much, 18 and 19. And then I started kind of getting in the Texas music scene then. So.
Okay. Very
And
cool.
now I'm here.
Now you're here. Now how long you been doing the full tilt scene?
So I balanced picking up gigs and waiting tables for 2 years, so 19, 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was 21, I quit my waitressing job and just took this on full time.
Awesome.
So
Very
I'm going
cool.
on 3 years.
Very good.
full
That's
time.
good. That's a solid amount of time to be on there.
It was hard, and it was
That's
a little
a leap.
scary
Oh,
at first.
yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I have so many bills to pay. How am I
Yep.
going to do this? But I started getting calls for more gigs, and I was like, I remember sitting in my manager's office, and I was like, I could either, I got to pick one or the other.
Yeah,
because,
you can't limbo. Or
Yeah.
you can, but you just won't. You'll be in limbo.
Right. So I quit, and I just booked myself up, and then since then, I've been able to pay my bills, which is a huge blessing.
Oh, man, that's giant. That is giant. It can be done, people. Do it. I'm talking to the camera right
Oh.
now. Whichever one. This one, too.
It can be done.
It can be done. You just have to commit and go do it. That's the toughest thing, is just trying to get things on the right roll, because you just got to make it happen.
There's never a moment of rest. I will say that.
Yeah, that's
ever.
very true. You got to keep yourself.
If you want to pay your bills and you want to stay busy, you're never gonna rest.
It's a small business, right? It's an owner operator type business.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get it done.
Yep.
Entrepreneur in the finest form, for sure.
For sure.
That's what I love about it.
Definitely.
That's what I love about it. You get whatever you're going to put into it. All those other business cliches that you got out there too. That all works as well.
You have to give it all you got.
That's awesome.
It can't be more cliche about it.
Yeah, it's just fact. Straight fact of life. Cool. So you have a very unique background. You've got some interesting takes on the scene and what you did too. Real quick, I know this probably isn't a short answer, but your writing style, so the way you write your original tunes, has that changed drastically since you were 12, I guess? Do you have a unique way to do it, or is it kind of like, you record a tune, or you hear a melody, you write lyrics? Like, do you go guitar first or lyrics first, I guess? I always like to hear that.
It sounds weird, but it kind of like all comes together at once.
Really?
It's
that is
a
weird.
Very magical thing.
That's awesome.
And every singer-songwriter has their own thing,
Yeah.
But for me, it's always been like, occasionally it is like I come up with a guitar melody, or I'll hear something in my head, and when I sit down to write it, it just comes together so magically. I can't describe it.
That's amazing.
It's definitely like a huge part of me as a person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be who I am today without my songwriting. And I would say, like, style-wise, I went through different phases for sure. Mm-hmm. So, when I was 14.
Through the years, yeah.
Yeah, through the years.
Sure.
I'm kind of starting to, like, finally find my sound.
Kind of stick to it, kind of stay more in tune with that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I kind of wrote some, like, indie stuff, when I was a teen.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the rock stuff.
I was going to say, rock
I
band.
would write the rock song on acoustic guitar, and then we'd get together for band practice and make it rock and roll.
Translate it over.
And then whenever I started doing the Texas music stuff, the band I was singing harmonies for every weekend, they were in the country thing. So, like, I kind of tried to become this, like, country singer, even though, country music runs in my family, but that wasn't me. That wasn't my sound anyways to begin with. So I kind of, like, tried to be really country.
Yeah.
And then finally this last year, I kind of, like, started finding myself again in my songs. And I love my country songs. I have an entire album worth of country songs that I wrote during that time. But I'm trying to find a middle ground.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to sell it to me. I'm a blues rock guy. I write some country stuff, but I'm all about the mix of it all. I love especially in Texas. That's like the biggest kicker for me too. Not that it's not elsewhere, but something about the state that just combines everything. Maybe Austin being the focal point, which is just so condensed down. But we talked with a couple artists tonight, like Stephenville. Just found out that was an interesting venue, or not venue, but a musical town to be in. And then you just hear all these other stories about, like, you got metal in Lubbock, and like
I didn't know there was
country.
Metal music
I mean,
in
just
Lubbock.
I don't know if there really is, but there should be if there isn't. And just things like that. You just hear that kind of story all the time, though, and it's just very interesting dynamic. And I love that artists aren't like yourself that are maybe persuaded to country, if you will. That you
at the beginning, for sure. When I was really green, I was like, oh, this is my ticket,
Yeah.
And then I finally realized that, like, you're never going to find your ticket unless you stay true to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah. We did, we talked a point about that, about the scene, the music scene in Texas, and how fans or people at bars, patrons, whoever it is, listening are very accepting to music for the most part. They hear it and they're like, okay, turn your ear, they'll listen, turn around, see. Pretty quick judge on whether or not they're going to think you're good.
Yeah.
And that's one thing they can sniff out, is whether or not you're being true to what you're writing, or whether or not you're just trying to entertain, which is totally fine too. People can entertain with covers and whatnot, but that's also a really cool dynamic I've noticed a lot here, at least in this state. I've seen some other places, I guess, but I'm not a world traveler by any means. But
some of my favorite artists, like, they stayed true to themselves, which maybe didn't work out for the best at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah,
but it
very
eventually
true.
paid off.
Sure.
I hear so many stories of artists who would sit in a songwriter circle and just kind of get passed up. And Ryan Bingham's one of those people. And now look at him, you know.
Persistent. And
So-
staying true to it, not changing,
Right.
just because a couple people said something or didn't say something for that matter, Sometimes that goes a long way when you don't get recognized for something. You're just like, kind of get down or you get in your head, I don't know. As an artist, I think maybe some artists are dramatic and more so than others, and you.
It's hard not to. It's a tough business.
Yes,
like
it
I
is.
think there's like you have like a 1% chance of making it.
Yeah.
And the whole big
making
picture of all the musicians that
Yes.
try to make it.
Yes.
1% of us make it.
Yeah.
That's a tough percentage
Not
to beat.
good odds at all. No. That's pretty awful. Well, tell us what else you got coming up in 2018 and where we can find some of your information. Plug it up a little bit here. Let's hear about it.
So my website's currently under construction.
Okay.
But I always try to send people to my Facebook page. Go give it a like, because when you do that, you get to see all my posts that I sponsor for all my events. And I'll post like a flyer for the next 2 or 3 months worth of shows.
Cool.
Or, promote my events on there. That's
Okay.
the best way to see everything. Also Instagram.
Sure.
So Facebook's Jackie Darlene. Jackie Darlene Music is the tag at the
Okay.
end of Facebook.com. Same thing with Instagram. It's Jackie Darlene Music.
Music, okay.
I post everything on there as well.
Cool. Awesome.
Don't try to find me on Snapchat.
Nope,
I don't use it anymore.
not going to happen.
Twitter sometimes, but mostly Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Yeah, I feel the same. That's how Instagram has been awesome for music. It's just a cool
my favorite.
thing. I do love that a lot.
I'm
You
not
can
gonna
tell the
lie,
story
I love Instagram.
and the images. Yeah, I agree. And now with videos and stuff like that. Snapchat, I'm only on there because Jed's on there and he sends videos to me. Like maybe once a day, he'll send me something of him
That's why
doing.
I deleted it.
Yeah.
Because
It's just
actually,
for
I don't
Jed.
think I deleted it. I'm pretty sure people probably still send. It's my old phone that I have it on. So when I
Oh.
got my new phone
didn't do it.
on December 31st, which was my birthday,
Oh, nice.
I was like, I'm just going to be done with Snapchat. I'm not going to re-download it, because I would get snaps from like all my friends every day, like
Yeah.
personal
Oh,
snaps.
yeah.
And it's just I'd be away from my phone for an hour and then I'd pick it up and I would have like 10 Snapchats. I was like, I just don't have time.
And it's usually just like a picture of them driving to work or something. It's just like, really? I
I have a baby now, so I
Yeah,
don't have time
time
to
to
be
do
opening
that.
your Snapchats all day long.
zero time to do that. Yeah, come on. Well, Jackie, I appreciate you chatting with us tonight. We are going
I
to hear some of
enjoyed
your
it.
tunes for sure later.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So are we. So get down here to Las Colinas at the ranch if you're not already here. Come check us out at Tuning Texas on Monday. We got 4 great artists, Jackie being one of them tonight. And we will get to the music right after this. Thanks again, Jackie.
Six string sitting here in my hands. I'm mapping out some different plans. There's no telling where I might be come this year on Christmas Eve. The train rolls by, it's another day. The sun goes down with nothing left to say. All my tears have all run dry, and I'm still here after all this time. Bills pile up 10 feet high. I'm burning out to kill the time. There's just some things you can't foresee, like a newborn baby on Halloween. The train rolls by, it's another day. The sun goes down with nothing left to say. All my tears have all run dry, and I'm still here working hard to get my fill. Some days they just don't seem real, but I don't think I'll ever change. The highway's gonna call my name. Train rolls by, it's another day. Sun goes down with nothing left to say. All my tears have all run dry, and I'm still here after all this time. Yeah, I'm still